Okay, so you're an expert videographer that's owned their craft over years and years, and now you're considering a transition from video to photo, or at least trying to integrate photos into your video work. Here are 6 video restrictions that are essentially eliminated when you start shooting photography. In video work, your shutter speed is always double your frame rate because you want your motion to be as smooth and natural as possible. However, in photo, shutter speed becomes this incredibly flexible creative tool. High shutter speeds freeze action. Slow shutter speeds can demonstrate movement by showcasing motion blur. From an exposure lasting multiple seconds to 1/8,000th of a single second, employing creative shutter speeds offers unique results. In video, your aspect ratio is always horizontal, or in landscape. But in photo, you can turn the camera vertically and capture your images in what is called portrait mode. The origin, of course, is in the name, as it's a flattering aspect for making portraits or headshots of your subject, but that's not all. It can also be used to capture architecture, leading lines, or any subject that you want to present taller than wide. Your creative options have now opened up. In video, you work exclusively with continuous light, but in photo, you also get to work with strobes and flashes. These lights provide a much better way to freeze action in your photography. Syncing shutter with your flash literally freezes dynamic movement, something that video can never emulate. Now, video cameras typically have a native ISO setting, which is the best sensitivity for that camera's sensor, and you have to work within that if you want to avoid a noisy image. However, once again, photography eliminates this restriction because you're not beholden to a camera's native ISO. You can adjust your ISO based on your environment rather than having to add light to a scene. And therefore, you can push your ISO to the extremes, now, this is all within reason of course, without fear of adding noise or artifacts depending on your camera manufacturer, liberating you creatively once again. In video, you're probably used to shooting in full HD, 1920 by 1080, or more recently, UHD 4K, that's 3840 by 2160. But with photo, your resolution is much higher because all those pixels are consolidated into a single frame. The resolution of your average digital camera today is about 5730 by 3840, so photos come at this much higher resolution than you get with video. This allows you to crop and recompose your image with more flexibility in post-production. Video uses many shots, angles, and cuts to communicate an idea or connect a subject to the space, but in photography, you're trying to concentrate all of those things into one single frame. So it's really a way of thinking both bigger and smaller at the same time. As we've learned, photography tends to be less complicated than video, as there's less restrictions on what you can do in regards to your camera settings. Now, if you're someone considering this transition to a different medium, or at least want to take a stab at photography, I say go for it. I guarantee it will be a creatively liberating experience. So, what do you prefer to shoot? Photo, video, maybe a little bit of both? Let us know in the comments below. I'm photographer David Flores. Thanks for watching. Oh, I just thought of another one. In photography, you don't have to worry about audio. So, I'm just gonna take this thing off here. All right. All right. You heard about this ISO? It's native in a video camera. It's native. Do you like the HDs? Do you like the UHDs? You like the super UHDs?
What about the QFHD?
Oh my God. To the blah, 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 and just with the break dance? Okay, so that's not good.